Hey y'all, so today we're going to be planting some plants. I'm going to bring you guys with me. We have some ferns here that need to be potted up and hung up. We have some potato ivy that needs to be potted up in the back. And I'll take you around to the side here and we will go see what we have on the side of the house. I've been putting this off. Today is Good Friday. The kids are in school. I'm off work. So it's a perfect time to get these in the ground. Over here we have some Bucarella that I need to put in the ground. I have lamb's ear and a fern my mom gave me. I can't remember the name of it. And then there's some raspberries sitting here that have been here for probably 2 years that I really need to get in the ground. And they seem to be doing pretty well over here, so I'm just going to leave them and get them potted up or planted in the ground. So let's get started. Because the sand gnats are horrible and they're already out with a vengeance, and that's the worst thing about living in the south. If it's not hot, you have sand gnats. So I'm going to show you real quick what we're doing today. We have these beautiful hibiscus. I'm going to put a little bit more dirt in them, and then I'm going to put these potato ivy right here just in the front, and what'll happen is they will spill over and it will be gorgeous in the summertime. And these, there's one that's kind of opening up. This is, it's a lady pink hibiscus, I think that's what it's called. I don't know if I still have the tags out here, but we bought these at the local nursery and they should do pretty well in the sun and in the heat. And you can see there's lots of blooms that are going to come up, and this will be beautiful throughout the summer and really enjoy it by the pool. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up and we'll get started. Okay guys, I'm probably gonna look like I have the chicken pox here in a minute. These gnats were horrible, but we got them in the pots. The root ball of the hibiscus was actually a lot larger. Sorry, I have a gnat biting me on the eye. A lot larger than I anticipated, and so I had to squeeze some things over a little bit. But they look good and they will grow and they will do beautifully over here. So I'll give you a close-up shot so you can see them a little bit better. I'm gonna water these in real quick and then we'll be done. So we're going to do another quick run through real quick and show you guys the finished product, and then once we finish the fence and everything, we'll do a whole review over this project that we've done. But just real quick on these potted plants, that's my goal for the day, was to get all this in. So now that the dirt's all kind of washed off a little bit, quick, you can probably see the gnats swarming. But yeah, one project down. I don't know how many more to go, but I probably have dirt on my face now too. I'm getting these gnats. Woo. Okay, bye guys. Back. Hopefully the gnats will be better in this area. I have yet to spray, so I'm gonna do that here in a minute. So real quick, I didn't show you this area in the beginning. This is gonna be where our hostas are gonna go, and I may plant a few other things in the process. But I had hostas here last year, but they have not come back, so I don't know if they just didn't get watered in the winter, which we do not have an irrigation system right here, so typically this has to be done by hand, and I didn't do it. So I'm going to plant these up and hopefully take better care of them this year. So also I'm going to amend the soil a little bit, and I have gardening tone, so we'll see how that does. I'm out of my biotone, and I don't have any compost, so I'm just going to use some soil. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, let's get started. I'm gonna go spray for gnats. This is one of the sprays that we use to keep gnats off of us, and I don't know so much if it repels them or if it's just sticky and they stick to it and die. I don't know, but we'll see if it works. I can't find the other stuff. Alright guys, I'm just gonna water them in and then let them grow. So they're watered in. You can see them back there behind me. So what I'm going to do is I watered them in pretty good, and I'm going to let them settle for a little bit, and then I'm going to come back in and make sure tap them down. There's no air pockets because they don't like air pockets. So we're going to do that. We're going to let that water settle in. And then throughout the season I will fertilize them and they'll get nice and big and beautiful. So on to the next project. Hey guys, so we're over here where I showed you earlier today. We're going to be we're going to be planting heucherellas in this area. So we had talked about it before. Right now, these daylilies, we have some daylilies here in the front. You can see them. They'll be blooming within the next month. My dad had given me this fern, and that's doing really well over in this area. And last year I had, this actually, lamb's ear, was in a pot on the back deck, and I just decided to outgrow the pot, and so I decided to plant it in the ground, and it has done beautifully. So that is something that I would recommend you do, is plant perennials in pots, and then you can plant them in the ground the following season, and it's like a double whammy. So it's pretty awesome. And what I'm going to do right now is these heucherellas enjoy shade. So this area probably gets about 4 to 5 hours of sun, but it's not hot sun, it's morning sun. So I think they'll do really well in this area, and it'll add a nice red element to the foliage. And then also I bought these raspberries probably 2 years ago, and I had ordered them online, and they were shipped to the house, and they were just roots. And so I potted them up, and then we have blackberries in the garden, and they say you're not supposed to put raspberries and blackberries close to each other, and plus we live on the coast in the southeast, and they don't typically do very well in this area, but I wanted to try them anyway. So anyway, I was a little lazy about it, and they've sat in pots in this area for 2 years, and I thought they were dead. And then I was over in this area this spring, kind of going through everything, and they all flushed back. So I'm going to put them in the ground, and I'm going to put them in the ground over here because they seem to really like it over here. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully they thrive and we get some raspberries because my kids love raspberries. So that is what we're going to do here, and let's get started. Okay guys, I just finished up. I got the heucherella and the raspberries in the ground, so I'm going to show you real quick, and then we're going to get these watered in, and then we'll move on to the next project. So I'll take you for a tour real quick on everything that I just did. So right here, as you can see, we have the heucherellas. Put those in the ground there, and we'll come back probably in late May and lay pine straw in all these areas so it has a nice fresh look to it. We typically wait right before summer, and sometimes we lay pine straw twice a year, but a lot of times we can just kind of get by with once a year during the heat to keep the weeds down. But and it obviously looks prettier. But we do actually have some squash. I'll move this out the way. We actually have planted some squash here as well. My husband did that. We had some extra plants, so we decided to go ahead and plant those in the ground and see how they did in this area. The soil is actually pretty decent over here compared to some of the other areas in our yard. So I'm thinking they'll do pretty well in this area. Yeah, we'll move on to the next one. So I'm in the front yard, and I had to turn my camera around. So I am going to go dig up those hydrangeas real quick and kind of give you a little bit of a tour of where we're at, and then I'll show you where we're going to plant them in the back. So I'm going to flip this around so you can see what we have, and I have 2 whiny doggies here that are whining. They're not very happy that I'm parked. So this is our front. You can see we have nice magnolias and some oaks and some sago palm here, some juniper, another crepe myrtle, azaleas behind it. Pretty much all azaleas in this area. Some they just bloomed, so now I need to come in and trim them up, and there's one that's dead I need to take out. But this was the area, and we actually have plans for this area. We just haven't really done it. The soil's not that great. We're working on getting grass in here right now. We don't have an irrigation system up in the front yard, so this all has